done by people sitting there. Nobody is coming out.
ओम प्रकाश जी ये दो सीटिंग पे ना थोड़ा सा हल्का सा फैलाना पड़ेगा क्योंकि आउटफ्लो एक्सचेंज है, थोड़ा सा चेयर का ना इस तरफ छोड़ना हल्का सा, बाकी मैम का चेयर ऐसे रहना ठीक है। अभी इसमें लिखना पड़ेगा आपको, और जो है मैं लिख देता हूँ।
फेलिसिटेशन के बाद प्रसाद मेहता सर की स्पीच और उसके बाद अर्जुन राम मेघवाल सर की स्पीच नहीं बट जो हमें वो मिला था सर हमने
ये पुराना वाला है, इसके साथ में तो लंबा चलेगा। वन इज पेंडिंग, वॉट एवर इज पेंडिंग। ये आपने पुराना वाला सर मैडम ने दी है 430, मैडम ने दी है 430, हाँ 435।
आप बोले कौन सा मिनट में
मैडम ने दी, हाँ ये
भी पुराना
अभी तो दिया था,
मैंने एंटीसाइड चेक करा दिया ना, आदमी भी लगा दिया आपने
मिनट बाय मिनट हाँ ना, आपको दिया था, मतलब आपको नहीं दिया था। I'm getting this printed. I'm getting printed. This is the
स्पीच
नहीं वो सबका है टाइम कंप्लीट प्रिंट आउट देना है ये है ये बात आया
दूसरा साल का स्पीच है अच्छा चेंज हो गया, मतलब यहाँ पर चेंज हो नहीं पहले सर का है फर्स्ट स्पीच ओके सेकंड ओके ये मतलब यही चेंज होगा ओके गवई सर को हो गया कौन सा
हाँ ठीक है
नहीं फिर कर्नल सर का है कर्नल सर ठीक है ना अभी टाइमिंग बताएंगे
आपके पास है ना
नहीं ये आपका टाइमिंग इसकी फोटो का
मैं आपको फोटो भी आप फोटो ले लो बेशक
and you have calculated the timing 2 minutes 3 minutes
सर बिल्कुल छोटा रखा कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा
इसका हमने डिटेल जो लोग गाइड किया जो मिनट बाय मिनट दे विल नो ना कि 3 मिनट बोलना है 5 मिनट बोलना है इट शुड बी शेयर
हम थोड़ा सा टर्न करें
कैन वी कीप द मिनट बाय मिनट ऑन द टेबल सो दैट एवरीबॉडी नोस
नहीं सर नहीं मैं बता देता हूँ
because the people who know that should be no as the instruct
even they want clarity moment to read like
ओके मैम ये हो गया मैं आपको दोबारा लास्ट में वोट ऑफ थैंक्स वगैरह नहीं होगा
वोट ऑफ थैंक्स
अच्छा लास्ट के लिए मैं बता देता हूँ ये तो मैं अभी बता दूंगा स्पीच के लिए दूसरे मैम जैसे
मैम की स्पीच एंड होती है
मैम की स्पीच हो गया सेम मैम वहाँ से यहाँ पर पैदल आएंगे नेक्स्ट आप आ जाइए, आप जाइए सेम आप लोग अभी देखो सर, ये सामान ले लिया, आप आ जाइए, ये तो ऑलरेडी बैठा था।
Hello, check mic test. Check 1 2 3. Hello, mic testing. Check 1 2 3. Check. Hello, mic testing. Check. Hello, mic testing. This is sound check 1 2 3.
Good afternoon. We'll be starting with the function in a short while. I request everyone to be kindly seated. Also, you're requested to kindly turn off your mobile phones or put the same on silent mode so that there are no disturbances in between.
सर ये एक ऐसे मंगाया था मैंने सुबह टेबल पर रखा था ये जो इवेंट था आज वाला इवेंट था टेबल के ऊपर है हाँ वो साफ कट जैसे मेडिसिन टेबल पर देते हाँ इसको फर्स्ट पेज है ना सर फर्स्ट पेज व्हाट्सएप कर दो
Ask Dinesh to go around and decide. Let them decide. Boss, I have only 1 minute for them. Please understand. Nobody will listen to me. They both should know where Ram is standing because Ram is not allowed to. Please, sir, please.
सर उसके बाद खत्म में सर
हाँ स्पीच
लेटेस्ट मैंने मंगाया था ये है तुषार सर है उसके बाद रमनी सर है उसके बाद उसके बाद सेम है नहीं मैं आपको साफ को बता देता हूँ मैं दो चीज़ पूछ लेता हूँ ये फाइनल होता है ये फाइनल सब मैंने आपको व्हाट्सएप भी किया था हमारा जो एसआई में सबसे पहले स्पीच है राणा सर का उसके बाद मेहता सर का उसके बाद वेंकट रमने सर का हाँ सर है ना सर बट इनका है सब कुछ ठीक है बट इनका है सब जहाँ वेंकट रमना सर की जगह में मेघवाल सर है मेघवाल सर वेंकट रमना सर हाँ मैंने बता दिया सर हमारा फॉलो करेंगे बाकी साहब हमारा मैडम को तो फेलिसिटेशन है ये तो मोमेंट तो एक सॉल्व तो है और इसके अलावा भी है एक तुषार सर है कन्नन सर को दे रहा है चीफ जस्टिस को दे रहा है एक मोमेंटो और मिश्रा सर है गवई सर को दे रहे हैं एक सॉल्व हाँ मैं करा दिया सर यहाँ से जस्ट फॉर इन्फो राइट सर ऑल बढ़िया सब बढ़िया कोई डन सर विल बी इन्फॉर्म ऑल्सो उनको पता है
मैं इन्फॉर्म करूँगी
कर लेंगे ये फाइनल है
ठीक है
ये फाइनल है प्लीज
राइट
more than that, 45 minutes. आप बैठो। क्या पूछ रहे थे?
मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ कि जो हम मोमेंटर्स थे उससे पहले किसी की भी स्पीच है कोई भी बोलेगा?
हाँ, अंजू राठी राणा मैम,
अंजुना बोलेगी, देन उसके बाद
फिर सोलिसिटर,
तीनों के स्टार्ट।
सबसे पहले प्रेसिडेंट को, फिर प्रेसिडेंट मैम के जस्ट जो राइट साइड में है चीफ जस्टिस को, एंड फिर उनके लेफ्ट साइड में
ठीक है,
पहले शॉल आएगा, फिर गांधी जी आएगा।
ठीक, सेकंड पे है वही है ना, लेकिन अगर फर्स्ट टाइम पे नहीं रहना सेकंड पे।
हाँ जी जी,
मैं मिली होगी,
हाँ जी
डन कर देना।
सर
सर इसको साथ इन्फॉर्म करना पड़ेगा। सबसे पहले जो सीक्वेंस है तो सबको पता आ जाएगा, बट एक तो इन्फॉर्म करना पड़ेगा जिसको स्पीचर है पीछे से आएंगे यहाँ पर एक तो सर।
That's what I was saying, that can we go to the green room? All the speakers are there only.
अच्छा,
So it's better we put it, rather than you tell me and then I tell them.
ये किसी ने
और तो कोई इंस्ट्रक्शंस नहीं है सर?
ये चेंज हमारा चलेगा।
I'll wait for you in the green room. I'll wait for you in the green room.
मैम आपको क्लियर है ना? अभी से पोजीशन लेना पड़ेगा। मोबाइल स्विच ऑफ कर दीजिए, बैग में डाल दीजिए। आज ये दोनों आ जाइए। नेशनल एंथम में कौन होगा?
कर दें?
हाँ सर, मैंने
ठीक बात कर दिया।
मैं फिर से कर दूँ। 3 o'clock के बाद हर 10 मिनट्स पे
ट्रांसफर करना क्योंकि C15 की लीव
यहाँ पर ठीक है, यहाँ ठीक है, यहाँ ठीक है, उनकी से आगे भी ठीक है, यहाँ ठीक है, कंफर्टेबिलिटी है ना, यहाँ ठीक है, यहाँ पर क्योंकि आगे भी ये मिल जाता है थोड़ा सा, जैसे आप ये भी देखना राइट साइड में ऐसा से देखना थोड़ा वेरी गुड, यहाँ पर उनका आपको आएगा नहीं, ठीक है, पहले से होगा, नेशनल एंथम में आपको मूवमेंट होगा, होगा, हम लोग सावधान में रहेंगे, बिल्कुल मूवमेंट नहीं होगा, बट आपको मूवमेंट होगा। चेंज करते समय आप इधर आ जाना, हम इधर मूवमेंट हैं।
हाँ, मैं चेंज करूँगी तो मैं यहाँ पे आऊँगी।
ये माइक वाला, आप माइक वाला मेरे पास उसको हटा दीजिए ना,
नेशनल एंथम कर लोगे नहीं?
मैं कर कौन सा पीछे अंदर कर दो, ठीक है, आप उधर के, आप मेरे साथ आइए।
जो इधर वाले हैं वो इधर से तो बनी हो, बेटा दो नहीं, इधर से ट्रेजरी मैम जाएगी, बाकी से इधर ही आएगी। अच्छा, मैडम की स्क्रीन से आँखें में ये लाइट यहाँ तुम कर लो, तुम्हें तो बोल रहे थे तो तुम यहीं रुको।
आप कहाँ रहोगे, आपका लोकेशन कहाँ पर है? ओके, बैंड कहाँ पर है? बैंड कहाँ से आया ना? बाकी फ्रंट लाइन है ना, पूरा फिलअप होगा फ्रंट की।
वहाँ से
अजय जी, कहाँ पर हो?
बैंड तो
प्रेसिडेंट बैंक
ठीक है,
हाँ हाँ,
अच्छा उस साइड।
अच्छा जो वो जेसू को ब्रीफ करना था कैसे है बैंड का, वो पहुंचा नहीं अभी तक। सो गया? नहीं, आ तो गया, पता नहीं बीच में कहीं रुक गया बोला ऐसे है। अच्छा मैम, एक तो है ना फ्रंट रो में ना पूरा फिलअप होगा, बट फ्रंट रो में किसी को ब्रीफ करना पड़ेगा, क्रॉस लाइन में नहीं रहेगा क्योंकि मैडम बैठे हैं ना, क्रॉस लाइन में नहीं होना चाहिए। फ्रंट रो सर, फ्रंट अरे पढ़ेंगे यार मैं, ये जो फ्रंट रो में ना, फ्रंट रो में, ये फ्रंट रो में पूरा भरा होना चाहिए और क्रॉस लाइन में नहीं होना चाहिए, तो कैसे करेंगे?
तो वो तो किसी को
सार को बोलना पड़ेगा।
वो जजेस, सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस हैं, तो वो तो अनाउंस वो कोई रहेंगे नहीं, खुद ही नहीं रहेंगे,
तो अभी से स्टार्ट कर देना
नहीं, वो उस टाइम में तो प्रेसिडेंट रहेंगे।
सर, हम उधर चलते, आप ही आ जाना सर। कहाँ सर? मैं यहाँ पर नीचे लिखते हैं, नीचे बताना पड़ेगा ना उनका।
We'll be starting the function in a short while. I once again request everyone to be kindly seated.
जी हाफ एन आवर लगेगा 3:30 प्रोग्राम होगा 3:15 प्रेसिडेंट का तो यू कैन आपका 3:20 के बाद रेडी रहेगा मोस्टली जो लॉ मिनिस्टर हो रहे हैं वो हिंदी में बोलेंगे मेरी पूरी कंपेयरिंग इंग्लिश में है बाकी सारे इंग्लिश में बोलेंगे बाकी उनका प्रॉब्लम रहेगा मनन कुमार मिश्रा का तो रहेंगे वो भी बोल सकते हैं मनन कुमार मिश्रा लॉ मिनिस्टर बाकी सब लोग इंग्लिश में मिक्स एक्चुअली जो जजेस हैं उनका मिक्स नहीं होगा वेंकटेश्वर का मिक्स नहीं होगा
यही क्योंकि वो थोड़ा सा पहले साल ऐसा
हाँ एक सीक्वेंस चेंज हुआ था बट आई हैव गॉन बैक टू द सीक्वेंस प्रोवाइडेड टू मी
Do you have that sequence?
not a printout I don't have a printout as such
मैम से बात
from the president office
नो आई एम फ्रॉम दी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी
so it would be
उसका फोटो भेजना जो सीक्वेंस चेंज करना है.
attorney general after Venkatraman हाँ वो सीक्वेंस was changed as per what was given to me
फोटो मंगवा रही हूँ सर उसी का तो ताकि हमें
नहीं
आइडिया.
नहीं मैम से बात ही कर लो ना क्या चाह रही हैं इसमें कौन मैम ये मैम से बात मैम ये नहीं मैम के साथ ही कराऊँ ये पहले मैंने सीक्वेंस ये किया है कि पहले एजी साहब बोलेंगे बाद में मंत्री साहब इज इट राइट पहले एजी साहब बाद में मंत्री साहब एक मिनट मैं बात ही करवा देता हूँ आपकी एक बात
हेलो हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ हाँ
I request everyone to be kindly seated. Also, all of you are requested to turn off your mobile phones or put the same on silent or aeroplane mode. Honorable the President of India is en route. All of you are requested to be kindly seated. She'll be here in a short while. All of you are also requested to kindly rise when the Honorable President of India and other honorable dignitaries enter the auditorium. I request everyone to be kindly seated. Those who are unable to get a seat here are requested to proceed to Auditorium 2, where there are visual arrangements made. People at the back may proceed to Auditorium number 2. I request everyone who is standing to kindly proceed to auditorium number 2. There are arrangements made there as well. I also request all of you to kindly put your phones on silent mode or flight mode. We'll be starting with the program in a very short while. Honorable the President of India is here with us. Namaskar and a very warm good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the Honorable Minister of State, Law and Justice, Office of Learned Attorney General for India, Office of Learned Solicitor General of India, the law officers and the Bar Council of India, I extend a very warm welcome to all the distinguished invitees and dignitaries who are here in attendance today for the first mediation conference. It is indeed an immense honor and privilege to welcome you all to the first National Conference on Mediation, which seeks to provide an excellent opportunity to all of us to appraise what we have achieved so far in the field of mediation and explore our way forward with the coming in force of the Mediation Act 2023. We are honored to have amidst us Srimati Draupadi Murmu, Honorable the President of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Mr. Justice B.R. Gavay, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Minister of State for Law and Justice, Independent Charge, Shri R. Venkat Ramani, Learned Attorney General for India, Shri Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General of India, Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman Bar Council of India, and Dr. Anju Rathi Rana, Secretary, Department of Legal Affairs, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India. On this landmark day, as we convene in the spirit of collaboration, reflection, and progressive dialogue, I humbly request Dr. Anju Rathi Rana to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu ji, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Judge, Supreme Court of India, Justice B.R. Gavay, Learned Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Learned Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkat Ramani, Learned Solicitor General of India, Shri Tushar Mehta, Chairman Bar Council of India, Shri Manan Kumar Mishra. Good afternoon to all the esteemed guests, distinguished legal luminaries, colleagues and dear attendees. It is both an honor and a privilege for me to welcome you all on this momentous occasion. As we convene the first National Mediation Conference today, we are setting in motion a transformation in India's justice delivery ecosystem, which will reflect our nation's commitment to promoting dialogue, harmony, and a peaceful resolution of disputes, a shift that will allow resolution to walk hand in hand with reform and justice to echo not just in courtrooms but with communities. In 2022, during the joint conference of Chief Ministers and Chief Justices of High Courts, our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji had asked, quote, in 2047, When the country completes 100 years of its independence, what kind of judicial system would we like to see in the country? Unquote. It was more than a rhetorical question. It was a call to introspection and institutional imagination. He emphasized that mediation in our justice system is not just a tool for resolving pending cases, but a reflection of our age-old tradition of dispute resolution through mutual consent and participation. He noted that mediation reflects a distinct human concept of justice, one that has long existed in the fabric of Indian society, even outside the formal courtroom. Building on this vision, the Ministry of Law and Justice, Department of Legal Affairs, introduced the Mediation Bill in 2023, which subsequently culminated into the enactment of Mediation Act 2023, a step towards institutionalizing mediation as a mainstream mechanism for dispute resolution. Today, we at the Department of Legal Affairs, as the administrative department of the Mediation Act 2023, are deeply honored to be carrying that vision forward. We are giving form to the Prime Minister's aspiration of a justice system that is more accessible, more empathetic, and more in tune to the evolving needs of our country. In simple terms, a system that heals, not hardens, that includes, not intimidates. We are immensely privileged to have been graced by the presence of Honorable President of India, Shri Draupadi Murmu ji. न्याय केवल अदालतों में नहीं, समाज में भी अनुभव होना चाहिए. Justice must not only be delivered in courts, but must also be experienced in the society. The emphasis on empathy and listening resonates with the core philosophy of mediation. जहाँ वाद नहीं संवाद हो, वहाँ समाधान संभव है. Further, mediation is not just a process, but a culture of conciliation deeply rooted in India's civilizational values. सद्भावना और समाधान, यही हमारी विरासत है. As we look ahead to the upcoming technical session on measures change in laws, strategies and enhancement, graced by the esteemed presence of Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mrs. Justice B.V. Nagaratna, Judge Supreme Court of India, and Honorable Mr. Justice Hemant Gupta, Judge Supreme Court of India and Chairperson, India International Arbitration Center, we are presented with an exceptional opportunity to engage with the evolving contours of mediation law and its practical application. The session will not just be for academic enrichment, but will also serve as a vital moment to gain profound insights into the nuanced legal framework of the evolving contours of mediation law and its real-world application, and to explore how our institutions can respond with foresight and integrity. May India continue to lead with conviction in building a justice system that listens before it decides and understands before it adjudicates. Let us carry forward the spirit of this gathering with the timeless Sanskrit prayer, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. May all be happy, may all be free from suffering. In that spirit, mediation is not merely a legal mechanism, it is a social bridge, a tool for compassion and healing, and a quiet affirmation of our shared humanity. Thank you all once again for being with us today. आपका सभी से हृदय से धन्यवाद. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights. On this note, may I now request Sri R. Venkatramani, Learned Attorney General for India, to present a token of gratitude to Honorable the President of India. May I now request Shri Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General of India, to kindly felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna. May I now request Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman Bar Council of India, to kindly felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice B.R. Gavay. I would now like to request Shri Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General of India, to kindly address this august gathering.
Very good afternoon to all. Honorable President of India, Honorable Justice Sanjeev Khanna, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice B.R. Gavay, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and Chief Justice of India designate, the Learned Attorney General for India, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, the Honorable Law Minister, Shri Manan Kumar Mishra ji, the Chairman Bar Council of India, Ms. Rana Rathi, the Law Secretary, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Honorable Chief Justices of various High Courts, Honorable Judges of the High Court, my colleague, Additional Solicitor Generals and Advocate Generals from various High Courts. I welcome you all on behalf of the Government of India and on behalf of the Office of the Solicitor General of India. Friends, as lawyers we know that disputes are an unavoidable part of life. In any interaction between different parties, different human beings, different entities, there are bound to be disagreements and differences of views and opinions. When the matter goes to the court of law, whichever way the matter is settled, at least one party gets satisfied and one party gets unsatisfied, depending upon the nature of the dispute. What is needed is newer methods and new solutions to the problem which are emerging, particularly in the Indian scenario. It is my sincere hope that the establishment of this Mediation Bar Association will be able to bring such a change by developing a faster and more flexible mechanism whereby the disputes are resolved rather than adjudicated upon. The promotion of mediation is beneficial in a number of ways. First and most importantly, mediation focuses not on an adversarial process, but on helping the parties reach an understanding with each other. The goal is not to ensure success of one party at the expense of others. Rather, mediation seeks to equally assist both parties to win in their own respective way and as per their own choice. As beautifully put by the Supreme Court of India in Vikram Bakshi versus Sonia Khosla, there is always a difference between winning a case and seeking a solution. Via mediation, the parties will become partners in the solution rather than partners in the problems. And this is at the heart and soul of the very concept of mediation, to become part of the solution rather than remaining part of the problem, almost perennially in our Indian legal system. small cases, labor cases, matrimonial disputes, tenancy-related matters, employment disputes, etc., should at first go for mediation before wasting the judicial time, because the system is already clogged. And that is where this Bar Association will play a very major role. Another area where this association can serve as an important function is in effective training of mediators, because we are at the very nascent stage of this new flexible idea which is likely to substitute the conventional adjudication of disputes. This would be necessary in order to fully realize the potential of mediation as an alternative dispute resolution method, and it is here that the association can have an impact by organizing capacity building programs, developing practice guidelines, and other aspects of mediation. I conclude by re-emphasizing my hope that in the years to come, the Mediation Association would play a leading role in the field of alternative dispute redressal mechanism, and to ensure encouraging parties to avoid litigation, whether in the court or during arbitration, and incentivize them to go for mediation as the first and perhaps the only dispute resolution mechanism. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your profound insights on mediation. Moving ahead, I would now like to request Shri R. Venkatramani, Learned Attorney General for India, to say a few words on this landmark occasion.
It's my foremost duty to pay my regards to our respected President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, who readily accepted my request to be here to grace today's function and inaugurate the proceedings on behalf of the mediation practitioners who assembled here today in good numbers, and on behalf of all the dignitaries who have added grace to the event by being here. I place my sincere gratitude to the Honorable President. The Honorable Chief Justice is not only a great presence today, but been constantly sharing his views and concerns on the tasks ahead. I must thank Honorable Justice Gavay, Honorable Suryakant, for being here with us and encouraging us with their commitment to the cause of mediation. I must also thank Honorable Justice Nagaratna for being part of our endeavors and to spare time for us in the session to follow. I'll be failing in my duty if I do not say how deeply engaged the Law Minister has been in supporting today's event, and he as the Minister not only for law, but also more for justice. We look forward to his huge role in furthering the cause of mediation. May I say that he will join the Mediation of India and the Mediation Association of India in commemoration of today's event, that 3rd May can be remembered as National Mediation Day. His acknowledgement will cheer the brave soldiers of mediation who deserve a wonderful presence in the unfolding pages of mediation as a new national commitment to doing justice. I acknowledge the learned Solicitor General with his cheerful presence. Mr. Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman Bar Council of India, has very graciously allotted time to me to speak on behalf of the Bar Council of India also. The price we pay for harboring our pain and hoarding our negativities in the course of our life's transactions is captured by a story recounted by a student of a great master. And it's like this. One of my teachers had each one of us bring a clear plastic bag and a sack of potatoes to class. For every person we had asked to forgive in our lives, we were told to choose a potato, write the name on the date, and put it in the plastic bag. Some of our bags, as you can imagine, were quite heavy. We were then told to carry this bag with us every day for 1 week, to putting it beside our bed at night, on the car when seen driving, next to our desk at work. The hassle of lugging this around with us made it clear what a weight we are carrying and the attention we pay to it all the time. Naturally, the condition of the potatoes deteriorated at a nasty, smelly time. The story suggests too often that we think of forgiveness as a gift to the other person. And while that's true, it's also clearly a gift for ourselves. The adversarial system, like the invention of penicillin, is a great institutional gift we have articulated. It has gathered over long pages of our engagement with and pursuit of fairness and commitment of many dimensions. Our commitment to expanding and strengthening access to justice has further plumbed the potentials of the adversarial system. But challenges have journeyed alongside. If discovery of truth by impartial means is a mandate, it pays a huge price by asking parties to be distant partners or manipulative partners as well. Solace, contentment, bonding, and all the noble values of being together, nurtured by all civilizations, are casualties. People become victors in the pursuit of justice not by truth and self-discovery, but by means and cause which are like the slimy potatoes. The inherent strength of our adversarial system will always suffer its exploitations by money and other social factors. What shall we do? All possible tools and processes which may avoid these exploitative tendencies must be pursued to make seeking justice as fulfillment and not as a loss or gain on material scales. The voice of mediation is the voice of self-affirmation by self-engagement through knowing what is good and worthy of retention. I do not propose to eulogize it or to explain it to the well-informed gathering. This worthy instrument, we all may agree, needs nourishment and vigorous pursuit. It needs systemic attention. It deserves community engagement. It is not an alternate system by way of apology, but a real contestant to adversarial system. Shall we not pledge to make it a wave that can make our justice pursuit real and heartfelt? Today's event is a small beginning. The well-meaning beginning, people from across the country are here today, is like a great temple bell awakening us to a great day. I also wish to see that day when India would soon be the headquarters of a global mediation association. I conclude with fondly remembering late Sadhana Ramachandran, advocate, a well-known figure in legal fraternity, who selflessly and generously shared good part of her life to the cause of mediation. We wish we have many more of her ilk. Let me acknowledge the presence of several sitting and retired judges of the Supreme Court, Honorable Chief Justice of various High Courts from Sikkim to Madras, respected Advocate Generals of various states, renowned mediators from all states, members of even the art of living, among other well-wishers of mediation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, sir. Your thoughts on mediation have been truly illuminating and have added depth to our understanding of the subject. On this note, may I now request Sri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Minister of State for Law and Justice, to address this august gathering.
आज मीडिएशन एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया के उद्घाटन अवसर पर आयोजित फर्स्ट नेशनल मीडिएशन कॉन्फ्रेंस में उपस्थित नारी शक्ति व नारी सम्मान की प्रतिमूर्ति एवं सामाजिक न्याय की सशक्त प्रतीक तथा हम सभी की प्रेरणा स्रोत भारत की महामहिम माननीय राष्ट्रपति द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी, न्यायिक नवाचारों के लिए सदैव प्रतिबद्ध रहने वाले भारत के विद्वान मुख्य न्यायाधीश न्यायमूर्ति संजीव खन्ना जी, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के माननीय न्यायाधीश श्री जस्टिस बी.आर. गवई साहब, श्री आर. वेंकटरमणी जी, अटॉर्नी जनरल ऑफ इंडिया, श्री मनन कुमार मिश्रा जी, माननीय सांसद राज्यसभा व चेयरमैन बार काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया, श्री तुषार मेहता जी, सोलिसिटर जनरल ऑफ इंडिया, श्रीमती अंजू राठी राणा, सचिव विधायी विभाग विधि एवं न्याय मंत्रालय, तथा उपस्थित माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के अन्य सभी न्यायाधीश, माननीय उच्च न्यायालय के मुख्य न्यायाधीश व न्यायाधीश, न्यायपालिका के सम्मानित सदस्यगण, वरिष्ठ अधिवक्तागण, मीडिया बंधुओं तथा वर्चुअल रूप से जुड़े हुए सभी श्रोतागण, देवियों और सज्जनों, एडीआर अल्टरनेट डिस्प्यूट रेजोल्यूशंस के एक प्रमुख घटक मीडिएशन की मुहिम को बढ़ावा देने हेतु आज आयोजित इस भव्य कार्यक्रम में आप सभी को संबोधित करना बेहद गर्व एवं हर्ष का विषय है। आज के गरिमापूर्ण अवसर पर की गई ये शुरुआत राष्ट्र के विकास की यात्रा में प्रतिस्पादित किए जा रहे उच्च मानकों का एक प्रतिबिंब है। भारत के गौरवमय इतिहास में समृद्ध संस्कृति विरासत को अगर हम निकट से देखें तो मध्यस्थता को एक जीवन शैली के अंग के रूप में इंगित किया गया है। इस दृष्टि से देखा जाए तो सभी डिस्प्यूट्स, वाद विवाद की शुरुआत वैचारिक स्तर पर भिन्नता से होती है, जिसमें समय व परिस्थितियों के अनुरूप डिफरेंट डायमेंशन व स्टेक होल्डर्स के इन्वॉल्व होने से वे बड़े स्तर के डिस्प्यूट्स में परिवर्तित हो जाते हैं। भारतीय संस्कृति में प्राचीन काल से ही एडीआर के रूप में विवादों के समाधान के लिए किए गए प्रयासों के साक्ष्य मिलते हैं। रामायण काल में अंगद द्वारा एक तरह से मीडिएटर की भूमिका निभाई गई तथा महाभारत काल में भगवान श्री कृष्ण द्वारा भी मध्यस्थ की भूमिका का निर्वहन किया गया था। इस संदर्भ में मध्यस्थता एक ऐसा मार्ग प्रशस्त करता है जो कि वैचारिक भिन्नता से उपजे विवाद को वैचारिक सिनर्जी बिल्ड करके सिस्टेमेटिक तरीके से समाधान की ओर ले जाता है। दूसरे शब्दों में कहा जाए तो विवादग्रस्त पक्षों को एक लचीली, स्वैच्छिक व उन्हीं के द्वारा तैयार की गई शर्तों के माध्यम से कॉमन ग्राउंड पर लाकर चिरस्थायी हल दिया जाता है। आज के मॉडर्न, फास्ट पेस्ड एंड टेक्नोलॉजिकली कनेक्टेड वर्ल्ड में अल्टरनेट डिस्प्यूट रिजोल्यूशन के टूल्स के रूप में मीडिएशन, आर्बिट्रेशन, कंसिलिएशन न्यायिक नवाचारों व विकास के मजबूत आधार बनकर उभरे हैं। किसी भी समाज में विवादों का होना एक स्वाभाविक प्रक्रिया है, परंतु उन विवादों के निपटान हेतु एक सम्मानजनक, रचनात्मक एवं भविष्योन्मुखी न्याय को सुनिश्चित करने तथा आधुनिक आकांक्षाओं को समाहित किए केंद्र सरकार द्वारा ऐतिहासिक मीडिएशन एक्ट 2023 लागू किया जा रहा है। भारत में एडीआर के इस प्रकार के रूप में मध्यस्थता ने लोक अदालतों के संचालन से 1980 के दशक में एक नई गति पकड़ी। इसके पश्चात आर्बिट्रेशन एंड कंसिलिएशन एक्ट 1996, कोड ऑफ सिविल प्रोसीजर अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 1999, कॉमर्शियल कोर्ट एक्ट 2015 ने मीडिएशन को हमारे विधायी ढांचे में शामिल करके इसकी राह को सुगम बनाया। लेकिन देश में मीडिएशन के संबंध में कोई स्टैंड अलोन कानून नहीं था, इसलिए भारत की संसद ने ऐतिहासिक मीडिएशन एक्ट 2023 लागू किया, जिसके तहत विवादों के मीडिएशन से समाधान हेतु एक डेडिकेटेड व स्ट्रक्चर्ड इकोसिस्टम बनाने की ठोस आधारशिला रखी गई। न्यायिक सुधारों व नवाचारों की दिशा में भारतीय परंपराओं व आधुनिक कानूनी ढांचे को जोड़कर विवादों के समाधान करने की इस मीडिएशन प्रक्रिया के सफल क्रियान्वयन हेतु मीडिएशन सर्विस प्रोवाइडर व मीडिएशन इंस्टीट्यूट की स्थापना, ऑनलाइन मीडिएशन सेटलमेंट एग्रीमेंट को कोर्ट के फैसले के बराबर मान्यता देना तथा इस क्षेत्र के लिए रूल्स, रेगुलेशन, ट्रेनिंग प्रोसीजर व आचार संहिता तय करना इस रोबस्ट कानून के पहलू हैं। आज इस गरिमा पूर्ण अवसर पर मीडिएशन एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया की स्थापना केवल लीगल फ्रेटर्निटी ही नहीं अपितु पूरे देश के लिए गर्व का विषय है। यह संस्था देश भर के अनुभवी मीडिएटर्स का प्रतिनिधित्व करेगी। डिस्प्यूट रिजोल्यूशन के क्षेत्र में बदलाव की धुरी बनने वाली यह संस्था सभी मीडिएटर्स की कंसोलिडेटेड आवाज बनेगी। उनके मानक तय होंगे, नियम व ट्रेनिंग मॉड्यूल बनाने में अहम योगदान रहेगा। इसका उद्देश्य केवल कानून को लागू करना ही नहीं अपितु मीडिएशन के फील्ड में कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के साथ साथ नेशन बिल्डिंग भी है। वैश्विक परिदृश्य में देखा जाए तो देश सबसे फास्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी के रूप में आगे बढ़ते हुए एक स्टेबल, इन्वेस्टमेंट फ्रेंडली इकोसिस्टम के साथ कंप्लायंस बर्डन को कम करके तथा ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के प्रोग्रेसिव पैरामीटर्स के साथ तीसरी बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बनने जा रहा है। रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म एवं ट्रांसफॉर्म के मूल मंत्र पर चलकर लागू किए गए इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म की यात्रा में लीगल रिफॉर्म सप्लीमेंट करके हमारे प्रयासों को मजबूती मिल रही है, जिसके सकारात्मक परिणाम विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में सभी नागरिकों को महसूस किए जा रहे हैं। वर्तमान में कई कंपनियां, स्टार्टअप, एमएसएमई अपने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में मीडिएशन क्लॉज शामिल कर रहे हैं, जिससे विवादों को जल्दी, सम्मानजनक व पारदर्शी तरीके से सुलझाया जा सके। यह प्रक्रिया केवल मुकदमेबाजी कम करने का प्रयास ही नहीं है, बल्कि व्यवसाय में आसानी, इन्वेस्टर्स के ट्रस्ट व कॉन्फिडेंस को बढ़ाने तथा समाज में सौहार्दपूर्ण विवाद समाधान प्रणाली अपनाने का माध्यम है। इस अवसर पर मैं उपस्थित सभी स्टेक होल्डर से ये अपील करता हूं कि आप सभी ज्यादा से ज्यादा जागरूकता फैलाकर मीडिएशन को आम जनता की पहली पसंद बनाने में अपनी महती भूमिका निभाएं। राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर आयोजित इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में चिंतन, मनन व मंथन के परिणाम स्वरूप निकलने वाले अमृत को ध्यान में रखकर क्षेत्रवार, राज्य स्तरीय, जिला स्तरीय जागरूकता कार्यक्रम विश्वविद्यालयों, व्यापारिक संगठनों व अन्य इंडस्ट्री प्रोफेशनल के साथ कोलैबोरेशन करके आयोजित किए जा सकते हैं। आप सभी के एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेशन से हमारा ये सामूहिक प्रयास रहना चाहिए कि मीडिएशन को सिर्फ एक कानूनी प्रक्रिया ही नहीं समझा जाए, ये एक सोशल हैबिट, डेमोक्रेटिक मेथड, विरासत संग विकास का अभिन्न हिस्सा बनना चाहिए। मीडिएशन ये सिखाता है कि समाज से समाधान संभव है, बिना झगड़े के, बिना देरी के। इसी भारत मंडप के परिसर में जिला न्यायपालिका के 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन के समापन समारोह को संबोधित करते हुए 1 सितंबर 2024 को माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी ने अदालतों में तारीख पर तारीख कल्चर को बदलने की जरूरत पर बल दिया था। आज मध्यस्थता को लेकर आयोजित इस महत्वपूर्ण कॉन्फ्रेंस में भाग लेते हुए मेरा मानना है कि जब न्यायिक तंत्र में मीडिएशन कल्चर को बढ़ावा मिलेगा तो तारीख पर तारीख कल्चर स्वतः लुप्त प्राय हो जाएगी। भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारत न्यायिक सुधारों के एक नए युग में प्रवेश कर चुका है। मुझे आशा ही नहीं बल्कि पूर्ण विश्वास है कि मीडिएशन के फील्ड में आयोजित आज का ये कार्यक्रम नागरिक पहले, सम्मान पहले, न्याय पहले की भावना के साथ सर्व सुलभ न्याय की अवधारणा को साकार करने में मील का पत्थर साबित होगा, जो कि वर्ष 2047 तक विकसित भारत के निर्माण के लक्ष्य को निरंतर पोषित करता रहेगा। इस कार्यक्रम के की टेक अवे के रूप में मोर मीडिएट, लेस लिटिगेट का आह्वान करते हुए यही कहना चाहूंगा कि मीडिएशन इज नॉट जस्ट ए रिफॉर्म, इट इज ए कलेक्टिव रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। अंत में मीडिएशन को लेकर 4 पंक्तियों के साथ अपनी वाणी को विराम देना चाहता हूं। मध्यस्थता की संस्कृति बने हमारा आधार, मध्यस्थता की संस्कृति बने हमारा आधार, जहां संवाद से सुलझे हर तकरार, शांति, सहयोग, समझदारी का संग होगा यही विकसित भारत का रंग। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय भारत, जय हिंद।
Thank you so much, sir. We express our gratitude to you for sharing your thoughts with us in such a lucid manner and giving the clarion call of more mediation and less litigation. On this note, may I now request Honorable Mr. Justice B.R. Gavay, Judge Supreme Court of India, to kindly share his thoughts with us.
Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu ji, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of India, former Chief Justice of India and the Judges of the Supreme Court, Honorable Minister of State for Law and Justice, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Learned Attorney General for India, Shri R. Venkatramani ji, the Chief Justices and the judges from various high courts of the country, the Learned Solicitor General of India, Shri Tushar Mehta, the Advocate Generals of various states, Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, the Chairman of the Bar Council of India, Dr. Anju Rati Rana, Secretary Department of Legal Affairs, the law officers, the Secretary Justice, the Registrar General of the Supreme Court,
and the members of the legal fraternity. It is a matter of great privilege to be present today at the launch of Mediation Association of India and the first National Mediation Conference. Today's event marks a significant step forward in our collective effort to promote a culture of dialogue and resolution in the Indian legal system. As the renowned novelist Ruskin Bond once wrote, and I quote, "If a cat and a dog are properly introduced to each other, they make the best of the friends," unquote. Similarly, when individuals or entities in conflict are given a safe, structured space to communicate, hostility can give way to a dialogue and confrontation can transform into cooperation. This is precisely what mediation seeks to achieve. India has made a significant strides in integrating mediation into its legal systems as a means to promote alternative dispute resolution and reduce the burden on courts. However, the true benefits of progressive legislation, such as Mediation Act 2023, can only be realized if we go beyond the law and works towards building a mediation mindset in the country. There is no doubt that a culture of mediation is gradually evolving in India. Institutions such as National Legal Services Authority, NALSA, have already taken a commendable steps in this direction by conducting training programs in mediation and advanced commercial mediation for lawyers and other stakeholders. However, to truly manifest mediation, we need to scale up and diversify these efforts. It is at this juncture that the establishment of the Mediation Association of India assumes critical significance. The Mediation Association of India, envisioned and conceived under the inspiring leadership of the learned Attorney General for India, represents a bold and forward-looking vision, one that seeks to fundamentally reimagine how we as a society engage with conflict. The Mediation Association of India envisions itself as a unifying and inclusive platform, bringing together mediators, legal professionals, policymakers, and citizens. In pursuit of this vision, the association will identify, promote, and institutionalize best practices in mediation, ensuring that quality, integrity, and consistency are hallmarks of mediation processes across the country. Furthermore, the Mediation Association of India should aspire to serve as a bridge between India's legal fraternity and the global mediation community. By facilitating exchange of knowledge, comparative insights, and cross-border collaborations, the association can ensure that Indian mediation centers remain aligned with international benchmarks while also reflecting the local realities. The first National Mediation Conference being held today presents a timely opportunity to bring focus to the emerging and pressing issues in the field of mediation in India. One such critical area is the growing relevance of online mediation, which has now been formally recognized and legitimized under the Mediation Act 2023. Renowned scholar on technology and legal systems, Richard Susskind, noted that our discussions on technology-based initiatives should be taken with open-minded and informed debate. He further noted, a major outstanding task here is to develop guidelines on what types of technology-based interrelative techniques are best suited to what type of a dispute. To quote him further, new court systems should be developed and delivered in an incremental rollout in manageable Lego-like modules, rather than through sudden and sweeping changes. This approach promotes continuity and stability, allowing institutions and users alike to adapt and respond effectively to new systems. In my view, our law school curriculum must also go beyond teaching just the theory and the legal provisions of the Mediation Act. It is important to equip students with the soft skills essential for effective mediation. Mediation is a human process that requires empathy, active listening, emotional intelligence, and the ability to facilitate dialogue. These are skills that cannot be acquired solely through textbooks. They must be cultivated through experimental learning, role plays, and hands-on training. As Mata Nrsimbam, Professor of Law and Philosophy at the University of Chicago, insightfully observed, human life is a chancy business, and we all feel anxieties that lead us to want more control, including control over other people. This observation is particularly relevant to the world of disputes, where emotions often drive actions more than reasons. Legal education must therefore prepare students not just to argue cases, but to understand how to manage conflicts without trying to dominate or control, to help resolve disputes in a manner that preserves relationships and dignity. I would like to underscore the importance of collaborations between corporate entities and institutions such as NALSA and the Mediation Association of India to refine and strengthen best practices in mediation. The private sector, with its evolving internal mechanisms, can offer valuable insights and innovations. At the same time, institutional bodies bring legal expertise, regulatory perspective, and public interest orientation. Mata Meena, a professor at Harvard Law School, widely observed that the public and private sectors are not rivals, but potential partners in learning from each other. In conclusion, I would highlight that a comprehensive approach is the need of the hour. Only when mediation becomes an instinctive part of our dispute resolution culture, rather than an afterthought, can we truly unlock the potentials of Mediation Act 2023. I'm thankful to the Learned Attorney General and all the organizers for giving me an opportunity to be with you this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us about mediation's transformative power. On this special occasion, may I now request Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, to unveil the launch video of the Mediation Association of India. Thank you, sir. May I now request Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable the Chief Justice of India, to kindly address this illustrious gathering.
Honorable the President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu ji, Shri Justice B.R. Gavay, Chief Justice of India Designate and Judge Supreme Court of India, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal, Minister of State for Law and Justice, Shri R. Venkataramani, Attorney General of India, Shri Tushar Mehta, Solicitor General of India, Shri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairperson, Bar Council of India, esteemed judges, retired judges of the Supreme Court of India, Chief Justices, judges of the High Courts, members of the judiciary, including the bar. It is an honor to address you all today on the subject that is quietly but surely transforming the way we think about justice, samjhauta or mediation. As mediation increasingly gains limelight in our legal and institutional discourse, I often hear a recurring observation that mediation is intrinsic to Indian culture, woven in the very fabric of how we have historically resolved our disputes. It is said mediation reflects our instinctive preference for resolution through dialogue, through consensus. I am reminded of the twin pillars that anchor India's constitutional ethos: Nyaya, that is justice, and Samvad, that is dialogue. This observation carries truth, For centuries, informal mediation has been part of our communities. But at the very outset, I must add a word of caution. First, mediation is not the mainstream. It is not the first choice in India. Secondly, while this traditional instinct is indeed valuable, it is important to recognize that modern mediation is different. It is not merely an informal negotiation. It is a disciplined, structured, confidential, and a neutral process. To understand the sea chain it can bring to disputed resolution, we must have a look at what mediation is. Let me begin by drawing a simple parallel. Courtroom adjudication is often to disputes and parties what most medicines are to ailments. They treat the symptoms and provide relief, which makes us feel better. Court litigation is somewhat similar. One party is right, the other is wrong. In this way, the court litigation and adjudication are grim and shallow. At times, the root cause remains unaddressed, and the ailment and pain remains. The relationships are strained, if not broken. There is a winner, there is a loser. Mediation does the opposite. It seeks to identify and remedy the root cause. It goes deeper into the issue, the cause of the misunderstanding. It addresses the primordial and the underlying concerns that are the cause of the dispute. It allows a more holistic solution, one that not only resolves the legal issue, but goes beyond that. It heals and restores the relationship. This is true justice, not coerced and forced by third parties' dictate. Because the process is voluntary and participatory, the solution reached is less traumatic, more humane, and more acceptable. This brings us to the role of the mediator, how different it is from that of a judge or an advocate. In the courtroom, the role of the judge is to decide. The court decision often involves fault-finding, even when we apply the law. The decision is to uphold justice as prescribed by law. Our advocates, by very nature, are argumentative. They give legal shape to the disputes. They make the litigation more complex. The role of the mediator is different. A mediator must go beyond binaries. Not every dispute or should be reduced to right, wrong, or fault finding. Often disputes exist in the shades of grey, where the personal, commercial frictions do not always arise from one side being wrong, but also from misunderstanding. In many cases, both are at fault, though degrees may vary. Mediation offers space for undoing complexities. It does not involve legal and procedural complexities. It is flexible and personalized, not bound by rigid procedure. And above all, is it empathetic, aiming not to win over the other side, but to bring them together. To truly appreciate mediation, it is thus essential to understand how the mediator proceeds and requires a different skill set. A mediator must follow the process to be party-driven. Mediators guide the parties without judging them and do not decide the outcomes. The parties are given adequate and fair opportunity to be heard and are allowed to vent their grievances. Mediators facilitate a process which the parties can speak openly. This also is possible because mediation is voluntary and confidential. The outcome is a result of consensus and settlement. This is where the neutrality of the mediator becomes crucial. In contrast to traditional notion of resolving disputes through community elders, modern mediation benefits from the distance of a third party. Someone who comes to the conversation with no prior notions, no assumption, no biases. It is often the case that one finds it easier to open up to a stranger. With someone unfamiliar, we feel less judged, free to speak ourselves, our truth and our grievances. It is said that a mediator is like a psychologist who must be trained to listen deeply and to understand patiently. A skilled mediator senses not only what is being said, but also what lies beneath the words. In this way, they equip the parties with the right tools to arrive at their own solution. I have gone through the new Mediation Act 2023. There is one portion of the Act which has not been referred to and not ever elucidated, and that is Section 43. 43 of the Mediation Act provides for community mediation. Disputes likely to affect peace, harmony, and tranquility among residents of families of specific area or locality may be resolved through community mediations. This is an important step forward. The founding parents of our Constitution envisaged that provisions ought to be made for securing social justice in our Constitution. Our preamble categorically asseverates that endeavors must be made to secure justice, economic, social, political, to our people. I want to underscore the term social justice here, for it is through mediation that the social justice is achieved. Over the past 8 years or so, mediation has consistently played, over the past about 2 decades, mediation since 2005, mediation has consistently played a critical role in resolving disputes with case settlement numbers reflecting both resilience and recovery. Between 2016 and early 2025, a staggering 7,57,173 cases were settled through mediation. Yet, I must acknowledge that mediation is still to reach the homes and at the villages. We are still at the periphery. India, in one way, therefore, has been slow to arrive at the mediation and understand its importance. Our goal must be to show every litigant, every person, every businessman, every citizen that the mediation is not a lesser form of justice, but a wiser form of it. My resolve and belief in this mission is made stronger by the presence of the Honorable President in today's gathering. Her extraordinary journey and wisdom are rooted in knowing the pulse of the nation. She serves as a constant inspiration in realizing that we must devise solutions with emphasis with the people's reality and mirror their aspirations. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your invaluable insights with us on mediation. May I now invite Honorable the President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, to deliver the presidential address.
Chief Justice of India, Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna ji, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Sri Justice B.R. Gavay ji, Union Minister of State for Law and Justice, Sri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Attorney General of India, Sri R. Venkataramani ji, Chairman Bar Council of India, Sri Manan Kumar Mishra ji, Solicitor General of India, Sri Tushar Mehta ji, Secretary, Department of Legal Affairs, Ministry of Law and Justice, Dr. Anju Rathi Rana ji, distinguished guest. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to be here among you at the launch of the Mediation Association of India and the first National Mediation Conference 2025. I extend my warm greetings and congratulations to the Ministry of Law and Justice, the Bar Council of India, the law officers, and all stakeholders involved in making this historic moment possible. Mediation, as I understand, is an essential part of the delivery of justice, which is at the heart of the Constitution of India, our founding text. Mediation can speed up the delivery of justice not only in the specific case under consideration, but also in other cases by reducing the burden on courts of a large number of litigation. I can make the overall judicial system much more efficient. I can thus open up the developmental pathways that might have been blocked up. It can enhance both the ease of doing business and the ease of living. Mediation, when we see it this way, becomes a key instrument to realize the vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. It was with this understanding that the government, as part of a series of legal reforms, took steps to have a consolidated law on mediation. The result was the Mediation Act 2023, which provides comprehensive recognition to the mediation process. It is aimed at enabling the further evolution of a culture of alternative conflict and dispute resolution. You are well aware of the fact that India has a long and rich tradition of judicial mechanisms in which such out-of-court settlements were more of a norm than exception. The institution of Panchayat is legendary for fostering amicable resolutions. The Panchayat's endeavor was not only to resolve the dispute, but also to remove any bitterness among the parties about it. It was a pillar of social harmony for us. Unfortunately, the colonial rulers ignored this exemplary legacy when they imposed an aligned legal system on us. While the new system did have a provision for mediation and out-of-court resolution, and the old tradition of alternative mechanisms did continue, there was no institutional framework for it. The new law plugs that loophole and has a number of provisions that will form the foundation of a vibrant and effective mediation ecosystem in India. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure you all know about the incidents in the life of Mahatma Gandhi relating to the mediation practice, but let me relate it again. Gandhiji was invited to South Africa by Dada Abdullah, who was originally from Porbandar too. Gandhiji's role was supposed to be only helping the main lawyer in a commercial dispute, but he studied the case papers in great details. He realized that the facts of the case were in favor of Dada Abdullah, and the law was bound to take his side. But he also knew that the litigation could go on and on. That would ruin both the plaintiff and the defendant, who happened to be relatives too. Gandhiji then approached the other party, typeset, and asked him to take the arbitration route. He worked hard to pursue both parties. He writes in his autobiography that it was his duty to befriend both of them and bring them together. Eventually, his efforts were successful, and the two decided on an out-of-court settlement. But we are happy, and both rose in public estimation. Gandhiji writes, and I quote, "My joy was boundless. I had learned the true practice of law," unquote. As long as Gandhiji practiced law, he strove to bring about compromise in every case and turned rivals into friends in hundreds of cases. It is this Gandhian attitude to dispute resolution that is embodied in the practice of mediation and also in the Mediation Act. It gives priority to harmony instead of discord. Of course, both parties usually believe they are right, and leading them to an amicable compromise can be very difficult. For true mediation, we have to appeal to the better angles of our nature. And as stakeholders in mediation, that is the demanding but or the task before us. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mediation Act was the first step in consolidating the civilizational legacy. Now we need to add momentum to it and strengthen its practice. The first National Mediation Conference is not a mere ceremonial event. It is a call to action. It calls upon us to collectively shape the future of mediation in India by nurturing trust, building professional capabilities, and making mediation accessible to every citizen across all sections of society. The establishment of the Mediation Association of India is a significant step forward in carrying this legacy into the future. It institutionalizes and promotes mediation as a prepared, structured, and widely accessible mode of dispute resolution, an approach that is timely and much needed in today's dynamic and complex world. We should see effective dispute and conflict resolution as not merely a legal necessity, but a societal imperative. Mediation fosters dialogue, understanding, and collaboration. These values are essential for building a harmonious and progressive nation. It will lead to the emergence of a conflict-resilient, inclusive, and harmonious society. I am sure that the day is not far when mediation is embedded into the core of India's legal, social, and economic systems. Then it will not be merely an alternative process, but the preferred path for resolution. Indeed, India is poised to emerge as the world's mediation thought leader, since the mindset required for it is ingrained in our civilizational heritage. Before I conclude, मैं कहना चाहती हूँ, भारत ऐसे देश है जो डेमोक्रेसी से चलता है. डेमोक्रेसी सिस्टम में जो 3 विंग हैं, लेजिस्लेटिव, एग्जीक्यूटिव और जुडिशियरी. संविधान ने ऐसे सिस्टम बनाए हैं जो गांव से लेकर के पार्लियामेंट तक जुडिशियरी और एग्जीक्यूटिव सुंदर मैकेनिज्म बनाए हैं. शायद हड़बड़ी हुआ होगा, टाइम नहीं मिला होगा, लेकिन जुडिशियरी सिस्टम अभी भी गांव से लेकर के सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक ऐसे सिस्टम नहीं बनाया गया है. मैं चाहती हूँ, मैं खुश हूँ आज कि हम मीडिएशन एक्ट बनाए हैं 2023. आज मीडिएशन एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया हम बनाए हैं. लेकिन ये जो सिस्टम, ये जो एक्ट गांव तक पहुंचाने के लिए जो सिस्टम चाहिए, जो मैकेनिज्म चाहिए, हम जानते हैं गांव के लोग भाईचारा से बहुत शांति से रहते हैं. ऐसे सिस्टम बनाया जाए कि गांव का वातावरण अच्छा रहे, गांव के लोग शांति से रहे, भाईचारा बना के रहे. और मध्यदशा से ये सिस्टम था, लेकिन अभी जो गांव में और डिस्प्यूट को सॉल्व करने के लिए उनका जो सिस्टम है, क्योंकि वो एम्पावर्ड नहीं है। आजकल का लोग थोड़ा पढ़ा लिखा है और जानते हैं इनके पास कोई पावर नहीं, क्योंकि सामाजिक सिस्टम है। सामाजिक सिस्टम में वो गांव के लोग बैठ के, चाहे फैमिली डिस्प्यूट हो, चाहे लैंड डिस्प्यूट हो, चाहे कोई भी डिस्प्यूट हो, वो समाधान करने के लिए प्रयास करते हैं। लेकिन क्योंकि जो समाधान करते हैं, जो मीडिएशन या मीडिएटर रहते हैं, एम्पावर्ड नहीं है। सोशल एम्पावर्ड है, सोशली, लेकिन वो जानते हैं लीगल सिस्टम है और लीगली वो एम्पावर्ड नहीं है, उनको पावर डेलीगेशन नहीं है, इसीलिए उनको मानते नहीं। इसलिए ऐसे वातावरण, ऐसे सिस्टम बनाया जाए, ऐसे मैकेनिज्म बनाया जाए कि गांव के वातावरण भी अच्छा रहे। और क्योंकि बहुत सारे चीज़ें, छोटे छोटे चीज़ें जो गांव में ही ख़त्म होना चाहिए डिस्प्यूट, और कभी कभी बड़ा बनाया जाता है। इसके बाद सब डिविजनल कोर्ट, डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट, सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक तो वो वातावरण, लेकिन बहुत सारे छोटे चीज़ गांव में ही हम सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। ये सिस्टम बहुत अच्छा है मुझे लगता है, लेकिन उसी दिशा में सोचना चाहिए कि गांव के समाज में जो रहते हैं, समाज के आगार समाज के जो लोग समाज के सिस्टम को जानते हैं, उनको एम्पावर्ड किया जाए। लेकिन उसी दिशा में पढ़ा लिखा नहीं है, लेकिन ऐसे एक सिस्टम बनाया जाना चाहिए कि वातावरण भी ठीक रहे, समाज ठीक रहे, समाज के लोग शांति से रहे, देश शांति रहे। I congratulate the organizers for organizing this national conference on a subject of critical importance. I am confident that the outcomes of the conference will help give shape to the mediation landscape in the country. My best wishes to you. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
I request the dignitaries who've been invited for the technical session in the evening to kindly join us for refreshments in the dining hall opposite the auditorium. I also request the other guests to kindly join us for refreshments in the adjoining hall on this side. Thank you.